Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. Let's see what the game has for me today. We've got the Explorer. Alright, well this is always an incredibly fun run with the Explorer. As long as we find a bag, our economy will be fully set. So let's see what weapon we get and we'll go from there. We've got the hiking pole, which actually is what we did with our last random run with the Explorer, so let's re-roll that, and we've got the chopper. Extra HP from consumables on the Explorer obviously is great. That's a lot of healing that you can get, so feeling good about that. With the Explorer, your goal is to basically ignore the enemies in and just cut trees. I mean, you still want to clear some enemies, but you only get 50% material drop from them, so the most important thing is to run around and kill trees as soon as they spawn. Cute monkey, we're definitely going to take. We will get a lot of material drops from these trees, so we're going to pick that up, and then we'll grab some early harvesting. Weird food is a lot less interesting when you have chopper as your weapon, but still probably good enough to pick up. Consumable heal is just so incredibly valuable on this character, and we'll take a beanie as well. Any movement speed we get makes it much easier for us to kill trees, which is all that we care about. Roll here, we'll take a chopper, and roll and lock another chopper, so great that we've got our weapon set online early as well. Just killing these weaker enemies and breaking trees. Trees spawn in groups, basically, so you're going to get a bunch of tree spawns at the start of a wave when you're playing the Explorer, and then usually you'll get a wave of tree spawns right at the end of the wave with 5 seconds remaining. So I'm going to look for where the other ones were. Since we saw that one, we knew there were other ones on the map. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find them in time. Gummy Berserker, we don't want to lose armor, so we're just going to recycle that. We'll take 5 more harvesting to keep our economy rolling, and then we're going to take some luck. With the Explorer, luck is incredibly valuable because, of course, we're killing lots of trees, so every point of luck means vastly more crates that we're going to get from trees. Since we only drop 50% of the materials that we would normally drop from enemies, we need to find these crates in order to have our economy keep up with other characters. So very, very important to have high luck on the Explorer. It's a very good stat always, but for this character, especially critical. I'm going to roll here and we'll lock another chopper. I definitely do want to level these up. One nice thing about chopper is that we don't have to invest in damage stats mostly. Like, we'll need some attack speed and some percent damage, but melee damage is just not important for the chopper because it's going to scale off our max HP. So we can invest more in defensive stats than offensive stats. Go here and get some healing. It also gives us a lot of healing, mostly for free. I guess luck is also even more important for the Explorer, for the chopper with Explorer than it usually is for Explorer, because we can benefit from the healing from consumables so much more. So higher luck also means a ton more healing for us. I will take the cog. One direction this character almost always wants to go is getting Pocket Factory, because if you get that, then each tree spawns a turret, and then you end up killing a lot of stuff. So I'm going to speculate on the cog here in case we do find Pocket Factory later on. I wouldn't buy engineering in the shop for full price, but when it shows up in a very efficient way for a very cheap amount of money here, then we can speculate there. Here, I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll again. I'm looking for luck or harvesting. We'll just take 5 harvesting. Getting a bag early is the most valuable thing you can do on Explorer. This is a game-changing item for this character. In fact, one issue I have with the design of Explorer is how dependent it is, or not dependent, but how much it spikes in power given certain very specific items, and those being bag and Pocket Factory. Having this will mean that our economy goes from slightly worse than a normal character to way better than a normal character because we drop so many more crates, and every crate is now worth 15 materials, so it's a massive boost to our income. We'll upgrade our weapon here, and I don't need the weird food yet. I'll just take the beanie in order to support our economy, because the faster we move between trees, the more money we make. Now that I have a bag, the luck that we can pick up is even more... Any luck we can pick up is even more valuable. Get this last tree. Explorer is more likely to find bag and items like weird food because we're tagged with pickup, which is basically a tag that makes items that trigger when you pick up stuff, whether that be materials or boxes or consumables or anything, more likely to show up in the shop. Pickup is probably the most powerful shop tag that you can get because items like bag, weird food, cute monkey, these are all extremely premium items that are tagged with pickup, so very, very helpful to have that tag for a character. I'm going to take Shady Potion. Obviously, we do want regeneration, but 20 luck is incredible here. And we'll take the pencil. Again, we're just kind of speculating on this engineering. It's not super important, but it is nice to have if we roll into it. We're level 5 already, so let's roll here. We'll take 8 harvesting and boost our harvesting up to the point where we are getting 2 per wave. Fried rice is another interesting speculative item for this character because currently we don't have any way to do burning. But if we get Pocket Factory and Scared Sausage, that's another direction that the character can go, and we would get a lot of regen from that. Given that we are still only on wave 5, though, I'm not going to buy an item that requires us finding 2 specific other items before it's good. So we're going to pass on the fried rice. We'll take the acid here. We only have 15 HP, and I definitely don't want to just die. And then we'll pick up that chopper. A lock injection as well, because our percent damage is super low, and we want to increase that. I'll roll one more time because I could lock another chopper, and we were able to. In the first few waves, you're guaranteed to see at least one weapon in the shop on waves 3 through 5. So rolling there, we were fairly likely to find another weapon upgrade. We also want to build the acid because any point of HP that we get on this character is so valuable because it boosts our... It makes us more survivable, but also boosts our damage from the choppers. Not really worried about killing these enemies, mostly. We still do want to kill them, but mostly we're here to break trees. And you can see that even though I didn't spend that much time killing stuff, we got 2 crates and 198 materials. We have 28 harvesting as well. So we're still over sort of the average wave 5 income, which on Crash Zone is about 180. I'm going to pick up the luck here. Decomposing flesh is kind of interesting. This is a lot of healing, and we will get a lot of levels on this character, so we would get a lot of lifesteal. But because we're Chopper specifically, I think I'm going to pass on it. I do like this item a lot, but we're a melee weapon, so we aren't going to lifesteal that much anyways. And it costs me HP, which of course increases our damage. So we're going to pass on that. We'll take 15 luck. Getting early luck snowballs into more higher level upgrades, so we get even more luck. So I would say we're in amazing shape at this point. I'll take 6 max HP to boost our damage. We'll take the chopper, and I will buy padding as well. I'm going to buy it before the acid here. I'm going to buy both of these. Actually, I guess I can just buy the acid before the injection also. But I wanted to get the padding because it's a unique out of the shop pool, so when we reroll, padding can't show up again. That's not like a super important optimization, but it's a very small edge that you can get by just getting unique items out of the pool and making items that you want more likely to show up. We're only buying padding, by the way, because this is a chopper build, so HP is so valuable. I wouldn't buy it if we were playing a different weapon. Okay, where's our trees? Give me trees. There we go. That's one. Another bag would be really good. With the Explorer, just re-rolling a lot in the early game so that you can find more bags is also an extremely viable strategy, because bag is just a game-winning item for this character. Didn't make that much money this wave because we got fairly unlucky on crate. Medical turret, I'm going to recycle. With the larger map that the Explorer has, we're just never going to be near our medical turret, and we do want more money here. Take 10 more luck as well. We are going to buy the tree, injection, and penguin. And charcoal, I don't want. Let's reroll here. Recycling machine is another amazing find for this character. Of course, we're dropping a lot of crates. Some of those will have items we don't want, so the recycling machine just makes the average value of those crates vastly higher. Losing 8 luck is incredibly painful for the Explorer, but I do need HP and regen. so we're still going to buy alien magic. This wave is a little tough. It's very difficult on the larger map to kill all of the eggs, so we will end up with a lot of big slashers spawning. That can put us under a lot of pressure to dodge well, but we have bonus movement speed, so we can just kind of outrun them and keep just killing anything we can kill easily and hunting down trees in order to keep clear cutting and making money off of that. The explorer to industrialist pipeline, successful in Brotato as in real life. The thing about Brotato that you have to realize when you sort of pay attention to this game is that you are the bad guys. When you're playing this game, we're not doing good things for the environment here. I will take the blood donation here as well. We don't have the regen to support it right now, but we have a tremendous amount of consumable healing, so we should be able to support the damage that we're taking, and we're about to buy some regen. We've got a lot of crates that we can buy additional regen in as well. I've got negative dodge, so I'm just going to recycle the feather. I'm going to recycle the eye patch. I'll take the black belt, I guess. Losing 8 luck is so bad, but I do want the XP gain, so think we still take black belt, and then we'll recycle another feather. Here I could take 10 luck to offset the luck that we just lost. I could, and that we're going to lose when we buy the alien magic that we have locked in the shop. I could roll for armor. We've got no armor. I think I want armor or regeneration. 7 crit chance is kind of interesting as well. Chopper does have high critical chance by default, so it works better with items like hunting trophy and stuff than a lot of other weapons. Building more crit chance could help with that. But I think I just need to take 2 regeneration to offset the damage over time from blood donation. Since I got greedy with blood donation, I'm not going to get greedy with crit chance, because we could end up, just because we might roll into a specific item that would be good with it. But we need to kind of play basically powerful stats and just make sure that our basic stats are online, because we're trying to support the blood donation now. I will take the landmines here. This will work reasonably well with Pocket Factory. It can help break trees for us. Bait we will take as well, but not until next wave. And then I'm going to roll. Boxing glove, gambling token, celery tea. Don't really want any of these. Celery tea is too dangerous going into wave 9. And gambling token, I guess I've got 2 armor. I could maybe start building dodge, but I think we just need to save our stats here for finding things that will help with keeping us alive, just regeneration and stuff. In the short term, that is. Killing a few of these ranged enemies where we can. They drop a decent amount of money. A Pocket Factory would be so nice still. Don't know if you heard someone's car alarm going off outside my house. Hopefully that didn't come through too heavily on the microphone. Lots of enemies here, and we are starting to be in a little bit of trouble in terms of our HP. This is because we have the blood donation, so I didn't make that much money that wave, but I still think we're in pretty good shape. I'll take the compass here for bonus movement speed. Bone dice I do not want. Let's recycle that. And then I could take armor. I could take max HP. Either of these would be good. I think I'm just going to take the 3 armor. We are taking a lot of damage when we take hits, so just having a little more armor will go a long way. Let's take the bait and the poisonous tonic. We're just going to run away from the bait enemies and let them despawn. There's a maximum number of enemies that can be on the field, so they'll despawn eventually. When on wave 9, it's lots and lots of enemies will spawn, so they'll despawn pretty quickly. And we just don't need to fight them. Gonna run around and make sure that we are staying at full health. Wave 9 is pretty good for our economy, even with 50% drop production from enemies. Let's kill that tree so we can heal up off our copper healing. Because we're killing a lot of these smaller enemies and still getting good income as a result of that. But again, mostly with the Explorer, you're reliant on items dropping from crates. So you just want to kill these trees as much as possible. You don't really need to make that much money, and instead just focus on killing trees. Although I will kill a bunch of these guys near the end of the run here, and then we'll pick off these last couple trees. And we still made 450. Sharp Bullet, I will take. Again, this is a very speculative pick based on finding Pocket Factory, but if we do find it, it's very good, and it's only costing us 33. We'll take another Compass. I definitely want more movement speed. And Small Magazine, I do have negative % damage, which is quite bad, and reducing it further is bad as well, but I actually am... no, we have Recycling Machine, so spending 73 on this doesn't seem that great. I'm just gonna recycle here. Sad Tomato's excellent. This gives us 10 regeneration, which will offset the damage that we're taking from our blood donation. Let's take 10 more luck, and then 9 max HP, and then Pearl, we actually have 50 luck, so this is 5% damage already, and of course we're getting a lot of crates, so the Pearl could potentially roll into more of them. We'll take a Chopper and a Garden here. With Choppers, Garden is very good as well. Duct Tape, we definitely want, even though this costs me HP, which is good for the character, armor is so valuable. Blood Leech, I might take as well. We've got some lifesteal and we need more regeneration, so I'm going to buy that. Terrified Onion will pass on. Movement speed is good, but losing luck is bad. And we'll lock this metal plate and buy another Chopper upgrade. We can heal back to full immediately, despite our Sad Tomato, because of course we have huge amounts of consumable healing from Chopper. Chopper is another weapon. I mentioned this in my last video with Torch, where I feel like this weapon is considered very weak. Overall, Chopper I think is considered weak overall, but I actually think this weapon's quite underrated. It scales off of your max HP, which means you don't have to buy melee damage to scale your damage, and it gives you a ton of free healing, so you don't really need a specific healing plan. Obviously, we get way more healing with the Explorer than you normally would, but the fact that it gives you so much consumable healing, one of the best stats in the game, and scales off of max HP, so you don't have to buy melee damage, means that Chopper is really good for your economy. I wish I'd seen that cluster of trees earlier. There was like 5 trees down there that I didn't kill. So I think this weapon is actually quite strong. I will take the Lemonade, even though we've got 8 consumable heal. Might as well get more. I'll take the Missile. With negative % damage, we do want to boost our % damage, and we'll recycle the lens here. I could take 6 melee damage and boost our Chopper that way, but I'm just going to reroll. I feel like we can do better. We'll take more max health. Range is not terrible on a short-range melee weapon like this, but I feel like we can do better. Let's roll, and we'll take 15 attack speed here. I do want % damage as well to get out of the negatives, but attack speed is more important for this build right now. Take the metal plate and the cute monkey, and then we're going to roll. We will keep upgrading our Choppers. I'll take the injection. Yes, it does reduce my base damage, but % damage is so good when you have negative % damage. And then take Dangerous Bunny and Chopper, lock the Missile, and do a reroll. Piggy Bank is a little bit late. This is a kind of interesting item for this character because we're fairly strong, but we won't end up with that much money every wave. Instead, we're going to just find a lot of items from crates. So Piggy Bank is rarely going to be that valuable for us, I think. We should have the damage to kill these ribcage enemies, which of course is very important. On wave 11, these guys constantly get faster and chase you down. So if you don't have the damage to kill them, or enough knockback to keep them away from you, you just die here on this map. So having a decent amount of damage this wave is very important, even though the Explorer mostly doesn't care about killing enemies that much. Just killing the rib cages at this wave is critical. So good to get to the point where we can do that. Really wish I could get a Pocket Factory. Also, I do think that we've gotten a little bit unlucky on crates. We bought a lot of early luck, so we had a couple waves where we had like 5, but given the number of trees that we're breaking, I think we have run a little cold on crate drops here. Like this wave, we killed, I don't know, 20 trees and got 2 crates. There's a 20% chance of dropping a crate, and then that's adjusted by your luck. 100 luck doubles the chance. So the fact that we've only got 2 off of killing like 20 trees means we're running very cold. I will take the goat skull here. Melee damage only scales at 50%, but is still good. And book, I'll grab. We still don't have much use for engineering, but for 16, I think it's worth it. Then we'll take 3 armor here. I could reroll. I could take more luck as well. Actually, I'm going to take the luck. Our luck is a little bit low, and we have a pearl, so more percent damage off the luck is pretty nice also. I'll take the missile. This is another spot where I could buy some speculative items. Snake and pumpkin are both pretty good. Pumpkin goes with our sharp bullet, but sharp bullet will be good even without the pumpkin if we find a pocket factory, so I'm not going to buy this item to boost something that we don't have yet. We'll take a garden, still lots of healing off of that, and then roll. Fairy is, of course, an amazing find, as is Finn. Even though this costs us 8 luck, move speed is so good for the character that we definitely want this item. We'll take a defective steroids also, which boosts our damage in multiple ways. Horde wave coming up, so let's heal up quickly, and then we'll try to kill these horde enemies. We do have the damage to one-shot the little one, so that's good. Chopping away here. There is a loot alien over there, so I'm gonna chase it down. We may or may not be able to kill it. On this wave, it's a horde wave, so there's a lot of enemies. It's hard to keep track of where it's going to. And also there's the healer enemies, so it's healing back up, and our damage isn't amazing. I was hitting it there in the middle of all those guys, but we just didn't quite have the damage to kill it, unfortunately. I'll take a bait, though. Going up to higher percent damage is great. Losing move speed is bad, of course, but Warrior Helmet is such an amazing item that we're going to grab it no matter what. Decomposing Flesh, I think we're still going to pass on, and then, nice, we hit the 3% chance on an extra pearl. Once you start getting more than one of these, they start showing up a ton more, and that's amazing for increasing your damage, so great find there. I'll take 10 luck, because I'm about to reduce my luck. And then we will take Fairy, Finn, and a lock Silver Bullet. We can probably kill the elites if we get a little bit more damage. Take another penguin and roll. Plant I'll grab as well. Whetstone is probably worth picking up. This is just such an efficient healing item that even though Lifesteal is not like our main plan, Whetstone is pretty good. And then I'll roll here and take another helmet. So now we've got enough healing that we can easily support the blood donation. Also, I am going to kill these lampreys now, because our damage is a lot better than it was before, so we can just kill them. Where are the trees? Give me some trees. There's one. There's a bunch. And some more tree spawns here. But at this point, our healing is good enough that we can actually fight enemies very easily. We can just kind of run through this group of enemies and get some kills, make some money, while we look for more trees to chop. Not seeing any more trees here, so we're just going to kill the remaining things. Only 2 crates this wave, so we're really getting unlucky on crate drops. I'll take the Cyber Ball here. This works off our luck, and we're going to kill a lot of stuff, so this can help us kill a lot of extra enemies, which is great. Terrified Onion, I'll take it, even though losing luck is really bad. Speed is good, and this is a unique item for Fairy now, so it's a little more valuable. We'll take 9% dodge. I think we can start building dodge here. Take the Silver Bullet, we'll take the helmet. I don't think we're going to be able to kill the elite. We have not increased our damage significantly, but Silver Bullet is still worth grabbing. Another Cyber Ball is going to be nice as well. We can take a chopper here. So let's test our damage against the elite. Looks like it's going to be a little too risky to take it on here. It's wave 14 as well on the Explorer, and wave 14 with the Explorer is really, really tough. Because of the increased enemy spawns and the larger map, we're going to end up with a lot of projectiles on the field. So with the Explorer, this is the wave that will usually kill you. I mean, that's true in general on Crash Zone, that wave 14 is the most dangerous wave for almost every character, but especially true for the Explorer. It's very, very hard to avoid killing the summoners because you have to move around constantly. And there's so many enemies on the field that you're going to end up just with tons of projectiles. Any chance we can kill this loot alien before the end of the wave? Come on. Can't tell if we got it or not. Just too much chaos going on. All right, well, we survived wave 14 with an elite, so I'm feeling good about that. We'll take a butterfly here. Cauldron, yeah, more damage after picking up a consumable, amazing. Strange Book, unfortunately, we don't have any use for this right now. We have no elemental damage, and nothing is really using our engineering, but it's worth 100 materials because we picked up the recycling machine. So that's why recycling machine is so good for this character. Campfire I will take. The losing 2 speed is bad, but the regen is good. And then let's take 12% more damage here. Upgrade my weapons a little bit, upgrade the chopper. You can prioritize going to level 4 chopper because it gives you more consumable healing. At level 3 it's +1, at level 4 it's +2. I still like leveling these evenly just to make sure that the damage output is strong, but if you feel like you really need more consumable healing, you can prioritize level 4 choppers. All of these items are pretty nice. Let's go ahead and I don't need the tentacle yet. I feel like we can get away with Weird Ghost. We have blood donation, so we're taking damage over time. So you might worry about buying Weird Ghost because we're going to take 1 damage. But if you have 11 or more regeneration, so you're gaining more than 1 health per second, you can buy Weird Ghost safely. So we're going to buy the Weird Ghost there. We're going to buy the Blindfold, and we'll lock Chopper. I'll do 1 reroll here and lock Metal Plate as well. And you can see here that we heal up immediately before the blood donation damage ticks in because we have enough regeneration to support the Weird Ghost. This is another fairly dangerous wave for this character, though since it's not an elite wave, it's a lot less spooky. There's fewer of the summoners on wave 15 than wave 14, and those are the things that are most dangerous to us. But the danger, of course, is just getting so many enemies on the field that we can't dodge all these projectiles. Luckily, we're a very high healing build, so even if I just walk into every attack, it's totally fine. Also, there was a loot alien there in the middle of that big group of enemies that we killed. You may not have caught it because the loot aliens are hard to see on Crash Zone. There we go. Managed to get 5 crates here. I'm going to recycle the coral. We're never going to be standing still, and it's worth a nice amount of materials for us. Compass, despite being worth a nice amount of materials, I still want. And energy bracelet. I'm going to recycle that. 4 crit chance for 90 is just not that efficient, but we'll take a missile. We'll take a head injury and another free pearl. Awesome. Here, I could take 12 max HP to boost our base damage on our weapons, or I could build more dodge. I think I'll just take the level 4 upgrade. The dodge is very nice as well, but a level 4 upgrade just feels very powerful for me. Buy all of these things and then reroll. Since I have the tentacle and my armor is quite good, I'm going to buy the sunglasses here. And then this character, I think we're going to buy the goldfish, mostly just for fun, to see if we can get something really cool next wave. Goldfish, I think, is generally not a good purchase. We just spent 72 materials on literally nothing. Unless we find something that would be wildly better than what we might have rolled into in the next chop, because we're basically spending a 70 gold premium on anything that we roll into. So like this shop, for example, we could have rolled into a chopper anyways, right? It's not like the goldfish was particularly useful here. So we're basically just buying a chopper at a massively increased price, having bought the goldfish. That being said, it is a fun item that can give you some really interesting things. So I'm going to buy this second one as well. But for pure win rate purposes, I do not recommend buying goldfish pretty much ever. starting to get a few more crate drops, though maybe the game has woken up and decided that we deserve crates after all. Got a third there, killing these trees in the center. One of those trees actually died to landmines, which is kind of fun. Still disappointed that we haven't found Pocket Factory. This, of course, is the item that we want the most on Explorer. But getting an early bag was good enough for the sort of specific items requirement. We do have an elite next wave, so although I do actually really want this weird ghost, I think I'm going to recycle it. I don't want to just throw the run by buying something that puts me in a position where I just die immediately. Now, of course, I almost certainly wouldn't. I could run off and kill a tree right away, and the weird ghost would not kill me in most circumstances. But I would say we're like 95% to win this run, and in order to not give up a win streak, I don't want to put myself in a position where I can just blunder the run. I'll take the Sif's Relic here. Of course, picking up materials is great. Not, I'm going to recycle because although, again, Not is another one like Goldfish where if you want to just win, if your goal is to win, you should almost always buy Not. This is a super efficient item, tons and tons of stats, and the penalty is basically just you can't spend money on something, but you can spend that money on something else. So the penalty is not nearly as bad as it looks. However, I hate this item because what if we roll into a really cool weapon that I want to take? So I'm going to recycle it here. But again, I want to mention that if you just want to win, you should buy the Not. I'll take the dodge here because that increases our survivability enormously. We're going to buy the chopper and spicy sauce. This is not yet our goldfish reroll, but spicy sauce is really nice. Of course, we're picking up a lot of consumables. Then let's reroll here. Again, the goldfish did not give us anything impressive, but we'll take the clover, of course. Additional luck and dodge are both excellent. Then we'll reroll again, and we'll go ahead and buy another chopper, and then go to the next wave. I'm going to kill a couple trees here and heal back up, and then I'm going to try to kill the elite this wave, because our damage is actually pretty good at this point, and we have a silver bullet, so pretty sure we can just kill it. Now, this elite is a summoner, so you can also leave it alive and try to farm all the things that it summoned. But for this character, that's less valuable anyways, because enemies only drop half as much materials. But the advantage of it being a summoner is that all those enemies are dropping consumables, so we were able to just tank through everything that the elite was doing, because all those little horde summons were just giving us money. Alright, giving us health. Because we have high luck and super high consumable healing, so every time one of those spawned, it was giving us a huge amount of additional HP on average. Break all these trees, and still only 4 crates that wave. I will take the metal detector here, of course. Great item for this character. Ricochet, sadly, I'm going to recycle. I do love Ricochet, but we have no projectiles, so unless we specifically find Pocket Factory, like next wave, the Ricochet is just not going to be worth it. We'll take the bait here. Toxic Sludge I'll grab, I guess, because it's worth a regeneration. Although losing 2 dodge is pretty bad, and 42 materials is pretty enticing, so let's just take that instead. I'm going to roll here. We don't have any way to deal elemental damage, so the ice cube is not particularly exciting. I'll take the glasses. Range isn't bad on choppers. It's a very, very short-range weapon, as you can see. Although it does, I guess, increase its range as you level it, but that's not that important. But the range isn't terrible, but mostly, of course, we're buying that for the 1 regeneration. Here, we're gonna combine and buy another chopper, and we'll take a boxing glove and a campfire. More regen is more good. And we'll take a bag as well. 645 on the bag. That is actually quite low for a bag on Explorer, honestly. So that does confirm my opinion that we have been getting quite unlucky with crate drops. Now we can take the weird ghost, and we'll take a tentacle as well. And with 9 attack speed, I'm going to buy a small magazine. Even for 200 and minus 6% damage, small with only 9% attack speed, we want the small magazine. Small magazine is an item that I think people underbuy because it looks like it's only for ranged characters, but there's a lot of characters that just so badly want some attack speed that you'll pay even the very high premium that you pay for small magazine to get attack speed. So always worth considering for any character. Even if you won't always buy it, you should pay attention to it. This sort of run, though, is why I think that Explorer had some design problems, because we've basically, I mean, I'm still having a lot of fun with this run, don't get me wrong, but we have spent the entire run just waiting for one specific item to show up in the shop, and I think that characters that encourage that maybe need some kind of waiting to make that item show up more frequently, or an adjustment to how they're constructed to make it just like more fun for if you don't get those items. Take the Gentle Alien here, that's great, of course. Take the Saltwater as well, it's a unique. We've got 30 dodge and decent melee damage, so Riposte is actually good damage for us. Terrified Onion, I'm going to recycle. We have 2 pearls, or 3 pearls, so we don't want to lose any luck here, and we'll take the Leather Vest. Go ahead and re-roll. Just take 8% damage, that's fine. We'll take a Chopper, Tentacle, and Small Mag, and then roll. Let's get burned by Goldfish again. Gonna buy that. And I'm not gonna buy Shackles. I actually do want to boost my move speed over 30 here. Okay, well, this time the Goldfish paid off with some interesting items at least. But we don't need Grind's Magical Leaf at this point, because we're going into wave 20. I will take the Mammoth. 20 melee damage, even at half scaling, is a lot of base damage for our weapons, and 5 regen is pretty good, so Mammoth is going to be pretty nice here. Let's go ahead and go to wave 19. So you can see we spent, I don't know, a couple hundred materials on Goldfish for, like, no value this wave. Or this run. And that's why I find Goldfish, generally speaking, not worth purchasing. But it is fun, so I'm always going to do it anyways. I definitely want more dodge. 30% dodge is fine, but we could use more dodge, but we should have the damage, given our max HP is really high, to fight the elites pretty easily. Or bosses, excuse me. Again, just trying to chop things up and pick up as many trees as we can. Though again, only 3 crates that wave. I'll take the lemonade here. Sure, I'll take the big arms. Though it is -3 regen for only 6 base damage on our weapons. Actually, I'm going to recycle that. I just don't think that's that efficient. Here, I guess we have 40 dodge, so I said 30, but we had 40. I'm going to roll, actually, for more dodge. Oh, wait. Oh, and I saw they were all level 3 upgrades. I assumed we were guaranteed a level 3 upgrade, but we're level 22, so we weren't. So I should have just taken one of those level 3s. I'll just take 10 attack speed, though. Take the Chopper, Mammoth, and Shady Potion is worth... We've got 3 pearls, so this is 9% damage. Or no, 6% damage, but 6% damage for 158 is still pretty good. A roll here. Treasure Map would have been amazing earlier, but now is no longer exciting. But a Cyber Ball will be pretty nice. This can help clear the other enemies while we're trying to fight the elite. Let's go ahead and take on the bosses. Pick up those consumables to heal back up immediately at the start of the wave. We don't have any way to passively deal damage, so we do have to actually attack them with our weapons in order to hit them, because we didn't find Pocket Factory, we don't have, like a scared sausage or something, so when we take hits, we have to disengage from the bosses, heal back up, and then come back to attack them again. But we should still be able to do that. Interestingly, I think on the Explorer, which boss you want to kill first actually changes, because normally you want to fight the Octopus boss first, but the Octopus boss, as you can see, has a maximum range on its attacks. So you can run away from this guy a little more easily on this larger map. So I think that it doesn't matter for this character because we're so strong that we don't ever have to run away from the bosses. But if we were a little weaker, we would still want to fight the other boss first, because if you just run away from the octopus boss, it can't hurt you, and then you can heal back up and then re-engage it, because it has kind of a maximum range on the spiral attacks. Now, that maximum range is long enough to cover the whole map on a normal character, but for the Explorer with the larger map, you can get away from the octopus guy more easily. So, which one you want to kill first changes. All right, let's take a look at our items. So we got 230 healing from Cute Monkey, pretty nice here. 1,000 materials from Bag, actually running very cold on Bag here. I think this was a fairly unlucky Explorer run in terms of the number of crates that we dropped. Let's see. 684 from Recycling Machine, obviously always going to be an incredible item on the Explorer. The blood donation worked out excellently. Black Belt did cost me luck, but the XP gain was pretty nice. We got to level 23. Not that high of a level, but still pretty good. Let's see. 8,000 damage from landmines, but we were mostly speccing on those in case we ended up in a more engineering-focused build. 167 on the Dangerous Bunny. Ended up with 21 HP regen from the Fairy, so obviously great. 50k damage from Cyberballs, very nice. And 150 healing from the Tentacle, and then we've got Sift's Relic as well. 27k damage from Spicy Sauce. Alright, well, that was a super fun one, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game content.